Hello and welcome, my dear friend. There's a moment in life when you don't even realize the conversation about you has already started. You're going about your day, maybe distracted by your own thoughts, maybe even feeling like nothing's moving forward. And somewhere you can't see, in a room you'll never step into, your name is spoken out loud, not by accident, not in passing, but with weight. And this isn't gossip. This isn't someone tossing your name around like a rumor. This is God choosing who hears it and why. See, the right person hearing your name is never random. It's a placement. It's a divine seed dropped in the exact soil where it will grow into the opportunity you didn't even know existed. You might think the big break comes when you walk into a new room, but often the real moment happens before you get there, when God sends your name ahead of you. And that's what's happening right now. Think about this. For years, you've been faithful in small places. You've done your work when no one was clapping, when it felt like no one even noticed. You've stayed consistent when it would have been easier to quit. And in doing that, you've been building something invisible, credibility in the kingdom. That credibility is a currency. And when the time is right, God spends it on your behalf. He puts your name in the ear of someone who can open a door, someone who can clear a path, someone whose yes is already in alignment with your calling. Here's the part that will surprise you. The right person might not look like the hero you imagined. It may not be the most famous, the most influential, or the one with the loudest voice. It might be the quiet decision maker, the one who signs the papers but doesn't seek the spotlight, the one whose nod changes everything, even if they never meet you face to face. God knows exactly whose influence will connect to your purpose. And when He shows them your name, they don't just see letters on a page. They feel something in their spirit. It registers deeper than logic. They may not even know why they're drawn to help you, but the pull will be undeniable. Right now, you might be thinking, "But I don't even know anyone like that." That's the beauty of this moment. You don't have to, because God knows everyone. The network of heaven is wider, deeper, and more strategic than anything you could ever build with your own hands. He's been connecting the dots long before you realized there was even a picture forming. And when the right person hears your name in the right season, things that would normally take years start to move in days. Picture it like this. You're walking through a forest you've been in for what feels like forever. It's familiar, repetitive. You've learned the paths by heart. Then one day you find a trail you've never seen before. It leads you to a clearing, and standing there is someone who's been looking for you. They already know your name. They already know something about your story, and they've been positioned to meet you at that exact spot, at that exact moment. That's not coincidence. That's choreography, and God is the one directing it. I want you to remember something important here. Just because you haven't heard anything doesn't mean nothing is happening. Some of God's most powerful moves happen in whispers you're not present for, in introductions you don't witness, in meetings where your name comes up unexpectedly and the room shifts because of it. When you finally see the outcome, it will feel sudden, but heaven will know it was set in motion long before you arrived. And here's the part you need to hear. The right person hearing your name is not just about opportunity, it's about alignment. The wrong person can give you an opportunity that derails you. The right person will see your value and place you in the space you were born for. That's why God is selective about this. He's not sending your name to just anyone. He's not wasting it in rooms where jealousy or misunderstanding would choke the blessing. He's planting it in a place where it will grow without being poisoned. So if you've been feeling overlooked, if you've been wondering when it will finally be your time, understand this. The fact that you can't see the movement doesn't mean it's not happening. Think back for a moment to the times you were sure you knew how things would go, and then God redirected the entire path. If you're honest, you'll see it happened more than once. What came was rarely what you expected, and yet it was exactly what you needed. That's the key here, to trust God with all your heart. See, your name has already been released into the right atmosphere. It's already stirring curiosity, favor, and interest where it matters most. And very soon, you'll find yourself standing in front of an open door you didn't have to knock on. Not because you pushed your way in, not because you begged for a chance, but because God Himself sent your name ahead, and the right ears heard it. You'll know the moment it happens, because the atmosphere around you will start to feel different. Invitations will find you without a single form filled. Strangers will greet you like they've been expecting you for years. Pathways will open so effortlessly it will feel like they've been waiting for you to arrive. It will almost feel unnatural at first, because you've been conditioned to work for every inch of progress. But when God sends your name ahead, progress stops feeling like a fight and starts feeling like a flow. Here's something you might not expect. When the right person hears your name, you don't always get the full story right away. They may reach out subtly. They might test the waters before making their move. They may even send someone else to speak to you first. This isn't hesitation. It's wisdom. Because sometimes the right person also carries the responsibility to protect what God is doing in you. They know timing is everything. They know certain blessings only land well when the ground has been prepared. So you might find yourself in conversations that feel casual, but are actually spiritual checkpoints. That coffee meeting you weren't sure why you agreed to? That random message in your inbox from someone you don't remember meeting? That favor someone extends without asking anything in return? Pay attention. These aren't coincidences, they're signals. Signals that God's orchestration is starting to show in the natural. Signals that the right person has not only heard your name, but has already begun moving pieces into place for what comes next. And here's a truth that will set you free. When God sends the right person, you don't have to overperform. You don't have to convince them you're worthy. You don't have to put on a version of yourself that isn't real. The right person will recognize your value without you twisting yourself into knots to prove it. They will see your authenticity as an asset, not a threat. That's why this moment is so important, because it allows you to step into new territory as your whole self. But there's another side to this blessing. Sometimes, when God sends the right person, the wrong people notice. You might see sudden resistance from places you thought were neutral. You might hear faint echoes of jealousy or doubt. Don't let that distract you. This is simply the spiritual ecosystem adjusting to a new reality. You're moving, and not just moving, you're moving in a way that can't be stopped. I want you to picture something with me. Imagine you're holding a lantern in the middle of a dark valley. For years, you've been walking carefully, step by step, unsure who could even see you from a distance. Then, without warning, a watchtower on a distant hill lights up. Someone is there. They've been watching for the right light, the right signal. And when they see it, they signal back. That exchange changes everything. Because now you know you're not alone, and they know exactly where to find you. That's what it's like when the right person hears your name. It's an illumination on both ends. And this isn't just about you being elevated, it's about the kingdom's agenda being advanced. When the right person hears your name, they're not just thinking about what you can do for them. They're aligning with what God can do through you. And when those purposes overlap, the impact is bigger than anything you could accomplish alone. So when this happens, don't just receive it as a personal win. See it as a strategic move in God's bigger picture. I know some of you listening right now are in a season where it feels like no one sees you. Like your work, your faithfulness, your endurance have been invisible. But world-level invisibility doesn't mean insignificance. Some of God's most powerful soldiers move unseen until the exact moment they're needed. And you're one of them. The right person is about to pull you into view. And when they do, you won't have to fight for a seat at the table. They'll have already saved you one. So, my dear friend, the next time you feel like nothing is happening, remember this: heaven is still talking about you. God is still arranging the meeting, and the right ears have already heard your name. It's only a matter of time before your life catches up to the conversation. And before we finish, I want to share something with you. As a musician, I've started a second channel, Simplified Serenity, with soaking worship instrumentals for prayer, stillness, and deep rest. If you felt peace here today, take it with you into your own quiet time with God. The link's in the description. I'd love to see you there.